Hello everybody and welcome to my review of Aardman, directed by Nick Park, released by Aardman Studios. Yes, the new animated film from Aardman Studios. We haven't had a film from them in a fair amount of time. So, I believe this is the first Aardman film that I'm actually ever reviewing on my channel. I would like to point out that I saw this film with Nicholas Payne. And he will be reviewing it too. And I have a short reaction, like previous reviews, when I've seen things with Nick. We recorded a short reaction to the movie after we saw it outside the cinema. So, excuse me. So, before I get to that, I'll just go over the story. Basically, the story is it's set during the sort of the end of the sort of the Stone Age and sort of the Bronze Age, when like these creatures roamed the earth and when the cavemen were around, and it centers around this caveman known as Doug, and Lord Nuth of the Bronze Age. He has invaded the valley in which the cavemen live, and excuse me, Doug gets caught up in some spiel, I guess we could say, and in order to save the valley, he challenges the bronze team to a football match. Yeah, and that's pretty much it. It's a story of how they have to play football to win the valley back. Hello everybody, and welcome to another reaction with myself, Mr. Tarnus11, and Nicholas Payne.
Hi.
We have just seen the new animation film from Aardman Studios, known as Aardman. So, yeah, Nick, what did you make of it overall?
Very funny. Surprisingly, a lot about football.
Yeah, I didn't expect that, because the trailer kind of just shows brief things about it, doesn't it?
Yeah,
it doesn't really...
the first game.
Yeah, I mean, I kind of went into it knowing nothing about it, so...
Yeah, just that it was some people in the Stone Age, the Bronze Age come in.
Yeah.
Kind of try and mess everything up.
Yeah, I mean, that sense it was kind of interesting. But I thought it was enjoyable. It was fun. But I didn't think it was their best work.
No.
I did find the plot to be very thin on the ground. I did think it was very imaginative in terms of the story, but the humour was excellent. I did laugh a lot.
They managed to get quite a few jokes and references in there. Yeah, and notable, it's their first PG-rated feature film.
It is, yes. There's one word in the movie said by one of the characters, which does invoke the PG rating.
Yes, a couple of jokes. It's not their first PG-rated work, it's the first film that's a PG.
Yeah. Wallace and Gromit wasn't a PG, was it?
Not the film.
Curse of the Were-Rabbit.
No, the DVD says PG, but I think that's due to extras. The film's a U.
Fair
but
enough.
The fourth Wallace and Gromit short film's a PG.
Yeah.
Battle of Life and Death.
One scene that my favourite scene was definitely the massage scene.
Yes, that was a great scene.
I'll say no more about that.
Yeah.
So even if you see the film, just see it for that.
Yeah.
I thought the performances were quite good. I mean, they were right. I mean, Eddie Redmayne's voice was a bit odd, I think, for Doug.
Yeah, I don't know what the accents they're trying to get for the Bronze Age ones.
Yeah, I have to say though, I was disappointed with Maisie Williams. I thought her accent was all over the place. What the hell was it? At one point it sounded American, and then it was like French, and it was like, what? I didn't get it. I think she needed to work on that a little bit. But
yeah, like I said, I'm not sure about what the Bronze Age was trying to do. Were they trying to do a different accent?
I mean, Lord Nuth spoke in a French accent.
Yeah.
That was Tom Hiddleston. He was very good. He was probably the best out of all of them.
Yeah.
Miriam Margoyles turns up for a cameo at the end. There's a few other ones like Mark Williams and quite a few other.
Timothy Spall is the chief. He's really good.
He's pretty good. The movie opens quite well, and it is it's definitely fun. I'd say kids will love it. I think kids will really like it. But if you love Aardman, this may not be the thing that gets you excited about it again. There's just nothing really.
It's good, but it's not their best work. I'd say Wallace and Gromit: Curse of the Were-Rabbit is their best one, and Shaun the Sheep is another strong one. Next Aardman film is apparently going to be Shaun the Sheep 2.
Oh, that's
so that'll
good.
be their first sequel.
That's all right. But yeah, I mean, it's not really anything amazing, but it's nice for them to release another movie, so it was a fun watch, but I don't think I'd see it again, to be honest. But yeah,
Not straight away.
It's better than Cars 3, though.
Yes. And Boss Baby.
And the Boss Baby.
Yeah.
Oh gosh, and the Emoji Movie. So
I haven't seen that one. I heard it's bad. If
fun.
I do end up seeing it, I'll probably sit to see how bad it is. Might be funny, but probably all terrible as well.
It's just by Aardman standards, I'd probably just give it a pass, really. But
yeah.
Pretty
good.
Early Man, it's not great. I'm sorry. As much as I want to like this movie, I just can't. I thought about this over a few days. I actually saw this almost a week ago, but I've been reluctant to record a review because I just don't know. I wasn't sure what to rate the movie, and in all honesty, I just can't quite give it a pass. I'm sorry. I nearly did when I first saw it, but then I realised, no. The more I think about it, the more I just don't like the story. I think the story is just weird, and it really is a nothing story. They have to play football to save their valley? What? What the fuck? What? What? W-T to the F? What the fuck? What? So this is a movie about football? What the friggin' fuck? I'm just puzzled. Oh, I mean, don't get me wrong, it's not a terrible movie. It's not awful. But this is such a boring story. Like, most of the movie is them training to play football, and then ultimately it becomes very predictable because, let's face it, if you know how this type of plot goes, you know the outcome. You know the end of the movie. I could already, dictate what was going to happen at the end of the film. There isn't much of a story. There's not much emotional weight to this film. It lacks the intelligence of films like Wallace and Gromit, and even Flushed Away. I mean, even then, it was never going to be Wallace and Gromit. It just lacks the edge that Aardman have with some of their movies. I think kids would enjoy it as a perfectly fine movie, but it's not a classic. For me, it has an awful story. I just don't like the story. I just don't think it fits at all. And it's a nothing story. It's nothing. Like, I don't care. I don't give a fuck, about these cavemen and their valley, and I don't care that, they have to play football. It just doesn't fit. It's like two films in one. It just doesn't fit. I like when it's set, and I think the animation is astounding, as always. Aardman produced some amazing stop-motion animation. Whoops, sorry. And, that's very... It's a great movie to look at, and the visual effects are very good. And I will say this, though. In the defense of Early Man, whilst I don't like the story, I think some of the comedy is very funny. There is one scene that I will refer to as the massage scene. But, other than that, there's really nothing going for this movie. I mean, the performances... this movie does have a very good cast, I will say that. It's a very British cast. You've got Eddie Redmayne as Doug. A bit bizarre to cast Eddie Redmayne, to be honest. He was okay, but I didn't think his voice was natural. I think Doug should have been voiced by somebody a lot younger than Eddie Redmayne. I think Eddie Redmayne was too old to voice the part, to be honest. And I think that shows in his voice. Maisie Williams as Guna. I like Maisie Williams as an actress. I think she's a very beautiful girl. She's a lovely girl. She has a lovely personality. She's a great actress in other things like Doctor Who and Game of Thrones. But she didn't give it here. She puts on this, what I imagine is meant to be a French accent. I don't know where exactly this film is set, but there's a few French people in it. And I think she tries to do some kind of French accent, but at times it sounds a bit English, and at times it sounds a bit American. It's a it's a very muffled accent, and I think as an actor, you just pick up these things. From a performance standpoint, she really needed to work on her accent. It was very slippy. But I still have a lot of respect for her. I think she's a fine actress, but for some reason it just didn't resonate here. But, yeah, I mean, and her character, it really is pointless. Her character doesn't do anything. I mean, her character she has to help them train to play football. But other than that, she serves no purpose in the story whatsoever. At least they didn't do a romance thing, thank God. Tom Hiddleston is the best performance of this movie. Lord Newth is hilarious. And his accent is amazing. And like I said in that massage scene, that really did make me laugh. That really nearly made me cry with laughter. That was very, very good. The rest of them are all kind of just sketched in there. They're not really they're not really too involved. You have Miriam Margoyles, who turns up at the very end as the Queen. Timothy Spall plays Chief. He's good. Rob Brydon does the Message Bird. The Message Bird is funny. And there's a few others, but I won't go into the full details. I just found myself to not give a shit about this film. The pacing, well, it wasn't paced badly. I mean, it moved along. It was quick. It wasn't slow. But I just found the story to be a real turn-off. And I think that it had a terrible story. I just don't think the story works for this film. There's no stakes in it, and it's very predictable. You can basically predict everything that's going to happen, which is a shame, really. Although I will say this: it's mindless fun for kids. There are some funny scenes, but it isn't Aardman's best work. It's no Wallace and Gromit, nor even Flushed Away, nor even Chicken Run. I must review those movies at some point. I must review some of Aardman's animated films, because they're a whole lot better than this. Yeah, I'm sorry. I didn't like Early Man. I guess the music was alright. And it is very well animated. But yeah, not a good effort. So I'm going to rate Early Man a 5 out of 10. Yeah, I was hoping to like it a little bit more. I did initially like it a bit more, but on reflection, it's just going down in my opinion. I think I was kind of toing and throwing a lot when I was watching it. I was like, what do I actually think of this? How is this for me? When I saw it, when it finished, I thought, okay, that was passable. But then on reflection, I've had a few days to think about it, and I thought, no, it's just not very good. Which is a shame, really, because Aardman have done a lot better before. So yeah, that's my review of Early Man. Sorry it was a bit negative, but what do you think? Do you agree? Do you disagree? Please put your comments down below. Let me know what you think. Shout out to Nicholas Payne for appearing in the reaction, and please go and check out his review of this movie. He will be uploading something very shortly. And stay tuned for more reviews. Yeah, there's a few other films coming out. Black Panther is probably the next big movie that I'm going to review, as well as Pacific Rim Uprising. I think I'm gonna review that as well. I will have to watch the first one and review that as well as continue the Doctor Who reviews. I will be reviewing The Chase very soon. I promise. I will. I'm sorry. I've just had a busy life at the moment. So. Thank you guys all for watching, and as always, I'm Mr. TARDIS11. See ya!